Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of GCC's Georgia Chiro Connection. I'm your host, Dr. Kathy, and today we are having the wonderful privilege of spending time with the GCC president, Dr. Dan Tu. Hey, Doc.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing near perfect, as Dr. Sid would say.
I love to hear that. Listen, we're rolling into another month. Halloween is over. It's November. The year is going to start flying by. The holidays are coming up soon. So, what better time to sit with you and have a little chat about what's going on with Georgia Chiropractic?
Yeah, for sure. Lots of exciting stuff. In the last couple of weeks, I think you had Dr. Wade on here, or maybe it was Dr. Chris. I can't remember which, but you guys were talking about the awesome golf tournament that we just had. And I just want to say that it was an absolute success. It was the largest one that we've ever put on. Just tons of supporters of the GCC out there and of Principled Chiropractic. And it was just a phenomenal event. So we appreciate everybody that sponsored that event, everybody that came to join us and play or came to volunteer. I mean, we had dozens of volunteers out there. I mean, just like a lot of people coming together for an awesome cause. And if you remember, I'm sure you do, we use that to help with a lot of different foundations throughout chiropractic and in the state of Georgia, and particularly for chiropractic research. And we were able to give a lot of money last year, and we're anticipating the same thing this year. So I'm just super excited about the success of that event for sure. So.
It was such a fun event to be at, and I've been at the last few golf tournaments. I'm not a golfer, although I'm starting to learn. But it was such a great event because not only did we have a bunch of local chiropractors come, we had chiropractors from all over the state, but we had chiropractors from other states that have consistently been coming, and we so greatly appreciate the support that's coming from other states. But we're also having public members play too. So
for sure.
It's really helping to expose people to chiropractic. We had a sold out field. I think we had a waiting list to get a foursome, which was awesome. And we're going to have a waiting list next year, and the date's already set. So if you want to get in on this, the date is already set. I know we're going to be opening registration soon, but I think it was, from an all around perspective, it was a tremendous success because it was fun. We had great sponsors who got a lot out of it. We had great players who got a lot of, fun and fabulous prizes. Perfect weather, beautiful course. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I mean, it really was. It was amazing. I hate to sound cliche, but if you missed it this year, you really missed out. Like, it was a really good event. Tons of fun. And obviously we're always doing everything we can to support Principled Chiropractic in the state of Georgia. So, and that's where all of that energy and most of those funds are going to do just that. So I'm super proud of our board for putting it together. I'm super proud of everybody that participated and volunteered and helped. It was just all around, top notch. So, yep.
Yeah. Great job by our executive director. Great job by the new assistants that we had and all the assistants and volunteers that have been helping all these years. It really was a phenomenal event. The next one's coming up. We have that date already set. It's going to be October 19th, 2023. You can already start registering. I didn't even know it, but look, we're so fast. We're so technically advanced. Our registration is already open, georgiachiropractic.org, so that you can get all the information you need, get your foursome set up. And remember, this is a fundraiser. This is one of the biggest fundraisers that we do. And the money that's raised here helps us to make sure that Principled Chiropractic stays alive and well in the state of Georgia, and that we're funding other organizations that help support our mission as well.
Yeah, for sure. Yep. Just all around awesome. Definitely register. I actually know for a fact that people already have registered. So it's going to fill up this year. It 100% is. So get on it quick this year.
Yes, because this is the first time I think we've opened registration this early, and we've already got people registered. Yep. But speaking of which, registration also for one of our upcoming events. Why don't you tell us about what's coming up this weekend?
Yeah. So this weekend, if you have not completed your CE yet this year, we do have 2 more big opportunities for you to do that. This coming weekend, just in 2 days from now, we will be kicking off our Savannah CE event, which also has the potential for selling out, or we're going to need more space. Our executive director, Kat, has told me that it's already the largest one that we've ever had in Savannah. So that's kicking off this weekend. So if you want to come down to Savannah, hang with us for a couple of days, definitely do that. I can tell you that the program itself is going to be awesome. It always is. But, you know, we're going to be bringing you all of the hours that you could possibly need in terms of Georgia law and ethics and all of that, but also a lot of technique, as well as philosophy, which is always one of our staples. So that's coming up this weekend. And then if you miss that one, if you don't have the opportunity to come there, we also do have our convention coming up in December. So December 9th through 11th, we will be doing our convention. Some cool things about the convention. Number one, instead of it being all crammed into 2 days, we are doing that oh no, I'm sorry, that's Savannah. Cool thing about the convention is that we are doing a casino night on Friday night. So we've done this in the past. Kathy, I think that you were at the last one that we did a couple of years back, weren't you?
It was so much fun, really. It was, and it was well organized, well run. And if you don't know how to play, kind of like me, they were super helpful. Yeah.
I don't know anything about gambling. It's not something that I do, but it is just such a fun night. It's set up professionally. It is literally just supposed to be a whole lot of fun. We're going to have giveaways. We're going to have prizes. And it's really just a way for us to fellowship. One of the things that we're big about here at the GCC is giving people the opportunity, you know, creating opportunity for chiropractors to fellowship together. And I can tell you that last time we did this, it was an absolute blast. So we'll be doing that Friday night at convention. And then convention as well is just packed full of awesome speakers. You're actually hosting, I believe, that evening or that weekend. Aren't you hosting a philosophy panel?
Yes. So we're going to have a philosophy speaker on Friday night, which is Brian Moriarty from Florida. Right. And then on Saturday, we're going to be
President
doing
Brian Moriarty.
The president of Florida Chiropractic Society. That's right. Current president. And then on Saturday night, we're going to be doing a panel with a variety of different doctors from different kind of age groups and different backgrounds, different locations in the state of Georgia. So that's going to be fun because it's a chance to get a different perspective, you know, get their take on how they implement philosophy into their practice. You can even ask questions as one of the audience members. So that'll be a fun philosophy event. And that is the event that Dr. Dan, you started to mention. We're actually spreading it out over 3 days. So instead of trying to cram in 10 hours Saturday, 10 hours Sunday, we're doing a Friday, Saturday, Sunday schedule, get you out of there early on Sunday so you can get home, still have time in the weekend for your family.
Yeah. So just to be clear, Friday night, we'll do a couple of hours and then we'll do our casino night. And then Saturday, we'll do all day and then a couple hours on Sunday and everybody will be good to go home kind of midday on Sunday.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yes.
Cool. So that's coming up. Also, something for the students, you know, we are, as an organization, we try to do everything we can to support, the students, that are, you know, kind of coming into their own and soon to be chiropractors. So we do have a scholarship that we set up, several years ago called the, Langley Scholarship, in honor of Dr. Tim Langley, who was a past, board member, here for the GCC. Dr. Langley was one of my best friends. As most of you guys know, Dr. Langley and I were really good friends for many, many years. He was a tireless advocate for principled chiropractic, but one of his, I guess, main loves in chiropractic was the chiropractic student and really trying to do everything that he could to help chiropractic students hone their skills in explaining the chiropractic principle, explaining, you know, chiropractic to just the general public, the general audience. I personally know that he took dozens and dozens of students to things like Toastmasters and to programs where they could learn how to do public speaking. I mean, it was definitely one of his passions was to help young students understand the philosophy of chiropractic, how it applies to their practices or their future practices, and then to him, one of the most important things was that they could take that knowledge and they could deliver it to the public in a very easy to understand platform. Okay. So after Dr. Tim passed, we set up this scholarship in his name, with all of that in mind. And so this is a student scholarship. It's for $1,000, so it's a nice scholarship in terms of the amount of money that we're giving to the winner. And basically, to do this, as a student, you just have to do two things. You have to make one video that is approximately 2 minutes long, 2 minutes or less long, on who you are. So where do you come from? Why'd you get into chiropractic? Why are you applying for the scholarship? Just kind of give us some background, okay? And then the second thing that you'll do is you'll submit a second video where you do basically what a lot of people in the past have probably referred to as like an elevator speech, okay? A 2-minute talk to what you would say to any layperson, anybody in the general public about what chiropractic is, how it can help people. How would you explain chiropractic to somebody that just doesn't know anything about it? Do it in 2 minutes or less. And then we're going to gather up those entries. And I don't remember the exact amount of people that entered last year, but we had a bunch of students enter last year. And then we're going to look over them all. We're going to let people vote on them. And the winner will be awarded $1,000 scholarship that they can use towards their education or towards expenses, that sort of thing. So.
That is such a fantastic legacy to be able to carry that on, because like you said, the students were such a big passion to Dr. Langley, and he was a great guy, great friend, and to be able to carry on that in his name and in his memory is so fantastic. I'm proud of that. And I can't wait to share this information with so many of the students that I get to interact with as well, so that they know, those of you that want to try to earn some money to help you through your schooling and want to put your money where your mouth is, let's make a video. Let's get that submitted, and love to see a lot of applications this year. It's always fun watching the student videos.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we had really good participation and really good videos last year. Like, it was definitely hard to make, to cast a vote on it, because there was a lot of students, which is always, super encouraging to me that we have students that are coming out of school that, actually understand what we're doing in chiropractic and are able to convey it at such a young age. Honestly, I wish that when I was a student, I had people like the GCC around pushing me to do that. I certainly would have started out in practice a whole lot better than I did. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's so encouraging to see that this is our future. And if they're already getting it now, I can't wait to see the journey that they take.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Principled chiropractic is definitely alive and well in our student population. So.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it's alive and well in our state, because we have been doing a lot of great stuff. GCC has done a lot of great work over the years with our legislators and keeping principled chiropractic in front of the decision makers.
Yeah, for sure. And it's that time of year too. Everybody, I'm sure, is out doing their early voting and all of that. And we have our races going on. And the GCC is definitely involved in that. We have a whole political action committee that we, that are part of our board, like heads, and we're talking to our legislators. We're making sure that they know, what we want, and, what we stand for, and how we can support them and how they can support us. And one thing that we're doing right now, and I think, a lot of our board members, probably all of them, donate to this, which is our PAC fund. A lot of what we're doing right now is we're trying to get people back involved in the politics. Dr. Sid, who founded this organization, was a master politician. He was a master at making those connections and making sure that principled chiropractic was alive and safe and well in this state. And we're just trying to live on that legacy, so to speak. And so right now we're getting in front of our legislators. We're meeting with the governor, we're meeting with the legislators, we're giving our money where the money is going to be best used. And most importantly, it's important that we know that the GCC itself is not a political organization, but we support politicians that support chiropractic. That's what we're all about. Okay. So I don't care what side of the aisle they fall on, so to speak, as long as they're supporting, us as chiropractors and you and your practices. That's what we want to do. And that is absolutely where we're putting not only our energy in terms of creating those relationships and fostering those relationships, but our money. And one of the ways that we can do that is by giving to our political action campaign fund, the PAC fund. And I know I personally give. I'm sure you do. A lot of our board members do. And that's one way that, aside from just being a general member of the GCC, you can do that. Even if you aren't a member of the GCC, you can support the Political Action Fund so that we can keep chiropractic what it's supposed to be in this state. So we're doing that. We do have one last political event, so to speak, coming up in the new year. I believe it's January 8th is the Wild Hog Supper, which always happens downtown. And it is literally the last event before the session kicks off. It's your last chance to give money if you want to give money. Come down and meet the politicians, meet the lawmakers, meet the people that are controlling your licenses and all of that kind of stuff, and controlling the laws. And we've been down there every year for, well, gosh, since I've been involved in this thing. So 10, 12 years, something like that, and probably more than that. And I know that you've gone a bunch as well, Dr. Kathy. So I encourage people to come down. It's a good event. I mean, it's fun. You know, it's something you don't get to do all the time, and you get to meet your legislators, and even, you know, the governor shows up most years. And so it's a really fun event. It's a cool event.
Right. Absolutely. And it's always a cool, cold night, but it's always a great event.
I don't know why that always happens.
I know. It's always like the coldest night of the year,
Right.
but it's a great event, and it's a great way to get our organization and our philosophy in front of the people who are going to be making decisions beginning that next day. So,
yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I think that that's one of the big things, you know, when I think about the GCC, when I think about what we're doing with the GCC, or what we're continuing to do with the GCC, I always think about what is the value to our members. And I can tell you that this is a true value to our membership. We are actively involved in the politics of chiropractic in the state of Georgia. We are not sideliners. We are not just letting things happen. When stuff comes across the board that just doesn't look like it's going to benefit our people, I mean, we raise our hand, we raise our voice, we put our money where our mouth is. And it's important. This is a true value, in my opinion, to chiropractors. Even if you can't be involved politically yourself, even if you can't be involved in the day-to-day operations of like your state association, like the GCC, this is something that's super easy. That's a huge value add to our membership, I believe.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So. Well, fantastic, Dr. Dan. That was a lot of information to share with everyone.
I know. Sorry.
You've got
like
I think it's fantastic, because you know what? We're coming to the end of the year where there is a lot going on to everybody's calendars. And if you don't add the important stuff in now, it will get filled up with the lesser important stuff. So we've got our Savannah convention coming up this weekend, Friday and Saturday. We've got our big convention coming up in Marietta. That's December 9th, 10th, and 11th. Of course, that Wild Hog Supper is January 8th. And for the students, or if you have peak students or know of students that want to apply for that Dr. Langley Scholarship, the information is on our website, but the deadline is December 5th. So don't miss out on that December 5th deadline. We'd love to watch those videos. We'd love to see what the students have to offer. And don't forget, last big thing I have to remind everybody, this is a renewal year. This is a license renewal year. It has been mentioned that the state may not be sending out those little blue postcard reminders. So don't wait to get a reminder card. Remember, you have to renew your license by December 31st. You do not want to pay those late fees. You do not want to put yourself in that situation. So make sure you get all your continuing ed done. We've got online, we've got in person, and get your license renewal done on time this year.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kath.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for coming on today. I know you got a busy office to get back to.
Yep. Absolutely. Thank you for having me. And, just to our membership, if you guys need anything, please reach out to us. You can reach out to me directly. My cell phone number is 716-200-7264. Call me if you have concerns, comments, questions. If you want to get involved, we would love that as well. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Dr. Dan. And thank you, everybody. Yep. We'll see you next week right here on GCC's Georgia Chiro Connection. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.